Demi Moore and Mikey Madison's Best Actress rivalry is done. The Oscar-winning favorite is now clear. Demi Moore's win at the 2025 SAG Awards essentially secures her Best Actress frontrunner status at the upcoming 2025 Oscars and may have ended the friendly rivalry between her and Anora actress Mikey Madison. Moore also won Best Actress at the Golden Globes and in several other ceremonies this award season, winning almost everywhere but the BAFTA, which went to Madison. At the 2025 SAG Awards, streamed on Netflix, which took place on February 23 at the Shrine Auditorium in Los Angeles, Moore joined an esteemed list of 2025 SAG Awards winners, alongside Timothée Chalamet, Zoe Saldana, and Kieran Culkin. Moore began award season as a top contender in the 2025 Best Actress Oscars race, but didn't emerge as a frontrunner until her Golden Globe win. Now that she has a SAG Award to add to her Golden Globe, all signs point for Moore to carry the momentum into the 2025 Oscars ceremony. In addition to Madison's Annie and Anora, the other nominees for the 2025 Best Actress Oscar include Cynthia Erivo of Wicked, Fernanda Torres of I'm Still Here, and Carla Sofia Gascon of Emilia Perez, the latter of whom faced controversy on the Oscars campaign trail. Demi Moore's SAG win solidifies her as the Best Actress Oscar favorite. Moore is the favorite heading into Sunday's ceremony after besting Madison at the 2025 SAG Awards. Moore, who also recently appeared in Taylor Sheridan's latest Paramount Plus series Landman, earned a career-first Best Actress Oscar nomination for The Substance. Moore winning Best Actress at the Oscars would place her in a rare category of actresses winning Best Actress for a leading role in a horror movie, which would be a massive success for the horror genre at large. Moore's consideration is boosted by The Substance's strong critical reception, box office performance, and Best Picture nomination. Moore winning Best Actress at the 2025 SAG Awards is a great sign for her chances at the 2025 Oscars. Historically speaking, the SAG Awards have been highly informative and even predictive of certain acting Oscar categories. While the Best Actress SAG winner doesn't always predict the 2025 Best Actress Oscar winner, it has been congruent in 9 of the last 12 years. The SAG Best Actress winners in 2021 and 2022 both went on to win the Best Actress Oscar in their respective years. Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once in 2022 and Jessica Chastain for The Eyes of Tammy Faye in 2021. While the Best Actress SAG winner doesn't always predict the 2025 Best Actress Oscar winner, it has been congruent in 9 of the last 12 years. Demi Moore had most of the Oscar momentum even before SAG. Even before Moore's big night at the SAG Awards, she had plenty of momentum 1 week before the 2025 Oscars ceremony. Moore was the frontrunner on the Best Actress lists of both Variety and The Hollywood Reporter, a position she still holds after the 2025 SAG Awards. If Moore does win the Best Actress Oscar, it would make her the first winner for a horror film since Natalie Portman in Black Swan in 2011. Since Moore has won the Golden Globe and several other notable awards, it's safe to say that the Best Actress Oscar is hers to lose heading into the 2025 Academy Awards. With Moore finally receiving an Oscar nomination for the first time in her acting career, which spans 4 decades, her longevity in the industry could also be a factor when it comes to Academy voting. Similar to Chalamet versus Brody in the Best Actor category, Madison is a celebrated yet relatively new Hollywood face, while Moore has been around the block for quite a while and has yet to receive her roses. Moore's chances of winning the Oscar and her frontrunner status appear quite firm and unmoving heading into Sunday. Oscars voting is rarely ever purely based on the merit of performances alone. With that in mind, Moore's chances of winning the Oscar and her frontrunner status appear quite firm and unmoving heading into Sunday. Mikey Madison needed to win at SAG to have a realistic chance of beating Demi Moore at the Oscars. Moore may have the upper hand heading into the 2025 Oscars, but don't count Madison out just yet. Her BAFTA win carries a lot of weight, proving that the 2025 Best Actress Oscars race is far from a blowout and is still very much a competition. Moore is certainly ahead, but a glimmer of hope still exists for Madison. While 9 of the 12 SAG Best Actress winners have also won the Oscar, only 3 of the last 6 have pulled off such a feat. During the 2010s, the Best Actress winners at the SAG Awards were essentially predictive of those at the Oscars. However, this is not the case in the landscape of the 2020s, meaning that Madison could walk away with the Oscar following her SAG Awards loss. The road to the 2025 Oscars has taken some turns, with Anora now being a frontrunner, but it should take a look at another frontrunner from 20 years ago with a sad fate. The 2025 Oscars have been surrounded by controversy even before the nominees were officially announced. Among them is Anora, which was in the middle of a very specific discussion due to the reveal of the lack of intimacy coordinators on set. However, this isn't an issue big enough to affect its chances at the Oscars and other awards. Directed and written by Sean Baker, Anora introduces the audience to Anora Makieva, Mikey Madison, a 23-year-old sex worker living and working in a Russian-American neighborhood in Brooklyn. As the only one who speaks Russian at the club, she's introduced to Ivan Vanya Zakharov, Mark Edelstein, the son of a Russian oligarch. After some intense weeks together, Anora and Vanya get married, but when his parents learn about it, they attempt to force Anora into an annulment. Anora is now the frontrunner for the Best Picture Oscar, but it should look back at one of the biggest Oscar upsets. Anora is the Best Picture Oscars frontrunner after PGA, DGA, and UGA wins. Anora has gotten a lot of attention since its premiere at the Cannes Film Festival in May 2024. There, it won the Palme d'Or and received a 10-minute standing ovation. Since then, Anora has been a big contender throughout the award season, winning several awards in different categories, such as the BAFTA for Best Actress in a Leading Role and Best Casting. However, there are 4 awards that have given Anora the upper hand at the upcoming Oscars. Anora won Outstanding Producer of Theatrical Motion Pictures at the Producers Guild of America Awards and Outstanding Directing Feature Film at the Directors Guild of America Awards. More recently, Anora won Best Original Screenplay at the Writers Guild of America Awards. Anora still has a couple more award ceremonies pending before the Oscars, the most notable being the Screen Actors Guild Awards. Anora is nominated for Outstanding Performance by a Female Actor in a Leading Role, Performance by a Male Actor in a Supporting Role, and Performance by a Cast in a Motion Picture. Just with its wins at the PGA, DGA, and UGA, Anora is the favorite to win Best Picture, and possibly more, at the Oscars, which is quite notable given its fellow nominees. Anora's biggest competition is The Brutalist, followed by Conclave, while Emilia Perez has pretty much destroyed any possibility it ever had of winning this specific category. However, there was another movie 20 years ago that was the Best Picture frontrunner after winning at the PGA, DGA, and VGA, but it lost at the Oscars, Brokeback Mountain. Brokeback Mountain is the only movie to win PGA, DGA, and VGA, but not win Best Picture 2 decades ago. Brokeback Mountain was the big favorite to win the biggest categories at the 78th Academy Awards, having won many other important awards. Directed by Ang Lee and based on the 1997 short story of the same name by James Schemmis, Brokeback Mountain introduced the audience to Ennis Del Mar, Heath Ledger, and Jack Twist, Jake Gyllenhaal, 2 cowboys in 1963 hired to herd a rancher's sheep through the summer on Brokeback Mountain. Ennis and Jack develop a romantic relationship, but they are forced to be apart and eventually build their own families. However, Ennis and Jack continue to meet through the years, but they always end up going back to their family. Brokeback Mountain was a critical and commercial success, and it received numerous nominations for different awards, with some of its most notable wins being the Golden Globes for Best Motion Picture, Drama, Director, Screenplay, and Original. After winning Best Theatrical Motion Picture at the PGA Awards, Outstanding Directing at the DGA, and Best Adapted Screenplay at the DGA, Brokeback Mountain didn't get the Oscar for Best Picture. That year, the Academy Award for Best Picture was given to Crash. Directed by Paul Haggis, Crash follows a group of strangers living in Los Angeles, whose stories collide in interweaving stories of class, family, race, loss, and redemption. Despite its controversies and backlash, Crash was one of the most nominated movies at the 78th Academy Awards, winning Best Picture, and with that, becoming one of the most controversial wins in Oscar history. Brokeback Mountain was an even bigger Oscars contender than Anora. What makes Brokeback Mountain's Best Picture loss even more notable is that it was one of the biggest contenders that year, and even more than Anora. Brokeback Mountain had 8 nominations, with Crash, Good Night, and Good Luck, and Memoirs of a Geisha receiving 6, just like Anora did this year. The most nominated movie at the 2025 Oscars is Emilia Perez, though, as mentioned above, its chances of winning the biggest awards have dramatically decreased due to its many controversies. Other movies with more nominations than